friends, it's Michelle from Little Farm in the Valley. So what if I told you you could make your own cream cheese at home with just a few simple ingredients that you probably already have on hand? That would be pretty great, wouldn't it? Well, that's what I'm gonna try to do today. I have actually never done it, but lately I've been researching how to do it, and I'm really excited because I've always wanted to try to make my own cream cheese, and it certainly sounds really simple. I found 3 or 4 or even 5 different methods, so I kind of picked out the one that I thought would be easiest for me. So that's what we're gonna try to create today when we get back to the kitchen. Okay, we are in the kitchen and we are ready to start this cream cheese process. I've got about 6 cups of water in a thick bottomed pot, and I'm gonna turn that to high, and we're gonna let it come just to a boil. Slowly stir the milk as you're bringing it to a boil. Kind of keep a slow, continuous stir going on. Okay, we are almost at a boil. You can see the bubbles forming. At this point, you want your flame to be turned to low. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn my burner to low. And here I have fresh buttermilk. If you don't have buttermilk, just take a cup of milk. I'm actually not sure if this works with like store-bought pasteurized milk. I'm using raw milk, so I just add like maybe 2 tablespoons of vinegar, and that turns my milk into buttermilk in about 5 minutes, and it's thick. That is beautiful buttermilk. So the recipe says to add this buttermilk when our flame is on low, and we add a 1/4 cup at a time, and we'll stir that in. And the buttermilk is kind of the acid, if you will, that will help to curdle the milk. You can see it starting to curdle. I watched quite a few other videos where some of them would add lemon juice as the acid. I didn't have enough lemon juice to do this. And then some of them would use vinegar, but they said this can result in your cream cheese having a little bit of a vinegar aftertaste. So I decided to go with buttermilk for that reason. Don't quite like how it's sticking to my spatula there. Maybe I should take something else. As you can see, the water is separating itself from the curds. So this is now what's called a ricotta, these globs of cheese curds. So we're going to stir it for just another little while to make sure we get all the curds that we can, and then we're going to put it on a drain. So I've got it in a sieve. Now it wants you to squeeze as much of the liquid, the whey, as you can out of here. And I never throw away the whey because we have all kinds of animals that absolutely love whey. The pig loves it, the chickens love it, the garden loves it. So I sometimes will take it and reheat it and make a ricotta out of it, but I don't know if I'll do it with this little bit. It's a lot of work and you don't yield a lot when you don't have a lot of it. This is very smooth. This is impressive. Wow. Texture is beautiful. So while this is still warm, once I feel like I've gotten enough whey out of there, we will transfer it to a food processor or blender. I'm really impressed with the smoothness of the curd because it looked really clumpy when it was separating. I was afraid that it was too warm and it would kind of just evaporate on me or something, but this turned out beautiful. All right, I think we can get this put in our food processor. This has been a very quick process. This doesn't take long at all. Here we have it in the food processor. So now the recipe says to add a little bit of salt. Salt is kind of to your liking. It recommended like a ½ teaspoon. So that's what I'm gonna go with. And then it wants a couple tablespoons of butter. So, and this recipe is supposed to be a copycat version of the Philadelphia cream cheese. So we'll see how this compares. And our last ingredient, I gotta get this cleaned. The last ingredient is a couple tablespoons of fresh cream. Full fat, heavy whipping cream, I assume. That's what I'm going with. And now all you do is blend it until it's smooth. So I've got a couple options on here. I figured this might be the one to go with. Let's see what it looks like after just a couple seconds. Not quite smooth yet. This recipe that I watched, I want to say it must have been a few minutes. So I'll give it 2 minutes or so. So it's very smooth, but my one concern is it's like it's not very thick, but I'm willing to bet if I get it in the refrigerator and let it set for a few hours, it probably will thicken up. So I'm gonna try doing that. The recipe did say it's gonna be more of a whipped cream cheese, so I do expect it to be maybe a little thinner. So we'll go ahead and refrigerate this. It's definitely still warm, so kind of not surprised. But I bet once it cools, it will definitely thicken into a nice cream cheese. We'll taste it after it cools. So I couldn't resist. I tasted it and oh yeah, that is cream cheese. That is delicious. So I did put it in the freezer and we'll see if the texture goes back to more of a cream cheese. Then right now it's kind of like a thick I don't know, cream or something like that, but hopefully in a couple hours it will thicken and it will look like cream cheese. There's a fly. And not just taste like it, but the taste is right on. It's definitely cream cheese. So I just did another batch and I let the curds get a little bit cooler. And I also had butter that was from the freezer, so that helped to cool it down. You can see this batch is definitely thicker. And it tastes absolutely amazing. Like, that is even better than Philadelphia cream cheese from the store. I'm pretty sure it's gonna set nicely in the fridge also. So I can't believe how easy this was and how delicious this is. I might not ever buy cream cheese from the store again. So it's been a couple hours and here is our cream cheese. That definitely thickened up, as you can see. And let me tell you, it is pretty darn delicious. So it does have the consistency of a whipped cream cheese rather than like the box of Philadelphia will probably be a little bit firmer. I want to put this on a cracker and try it. It is amazing. This is definitely life-changing. Knowing you can create your own cream cheese at home. And I'm pretty sure I can use this cream cheese in every way that I would use a store-bought box of Philadelphia cream cheese. So I can't wait to try some things with it. One thing I will say, if you struggle to get your milk to curdle with just the buttermilk, don't hesitate to add a little bit of vinegar. I had one batch where I had to add a splash of vinegar and then it curdled pretty much instantly. And I do not taste anything vinegar-like in my cream cheese. So don't be afraid to try a splash of vinegar if the buttermilk does not work for you. I don't know if it didn't work because it was homemade buttermilk, but I had more success with the vinegar. And I didn't measure, I just added a little splash. And I pretty much got my milk to curdle instantly. So definitely try this. Like, I can't even believe that I just made my own cream cheese. Just pretty neat. Thank you for watching, guys. As always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you never miss a video, and we will talk to you soon.